What's up, guys? We're back with the episode 2 recap slash review slash whatever you want to call it on Winning Time. Last night it aired, and it just served as another perfect example of Adam McKay's directing style. That's the first thing that popped in my mind because wow, it's so unique. Like the show would just be playing, and there would just be shots of just random shit cut into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real, man.
Like there was one, I think it was during Magic's game when he was playing against the manager or the guy that Cookie was seeing.
The manager.
And it just cut to two dogs fucking.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, especially on that part when he's like, "Yo, you okay, bro?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, and there were just these random scenes that have nothing to do with the show, but at the same time they do tie into like what's happening in the show. But it was just like, okay.
Yeah, it's like for real. And they did that thing of that they do the callbacks that they get the audience involved when Dr. Bus he's talking to Red Auerbach in that club or whatever it is, and it's like saying that's Celtic defense, talking in the mirror, and then he's talking back with him again.
Oh, actually, that whole scene right before it cut to Red Auerbach, Auerbach, like really cool with the smoke scene and everything.
Yeah,
I was actually pretty intrigued when they introduced David Stern, and they're like, David Stern, visionary, and like to see a young Stern, like just like, you know, before he became the commissioner, the guy that we know and what he did to the NBA, and like seeing a young version of him talking to Bus and like saying basically like a lot of these things that he wanted to do for the NBA or with the NBA before he did it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of people like at that time, man, they didn't know the NBA, man. They were like on that point, that shit, man. Bowling, tennis was more popular than they were, and like you would think about it right now, you'd be like, bowling, man, what the fuck, man? The NBA, man. I
like how they emphasize that. Like the show makes it clear. They've emphasized it in the first episode. They've emphasized it in the second episode. Like, guys, basketball was nothing at the time. Like it was a basically borderline dying industry. A lot of people thought it was actually on its way down. We saw a lot of that being brought up, like when even Stern brought up the Nielsen ratings. And what I really enjoy about that, being reminded about that, is that this was before Bird and Magic revived it. And I can't wait for them to, like, now we're gonna transition to that, like Bird and Magic rising up the NBA and like making it what it is, because like we're 40 years removed from that, and now like most of us are familiar with this juggernaut billion-dollar industry, because like post Jordan, you know what I mean, post Magic and Bird. And another thing I like that they emphasize is like how many people really thought Bird was going to be the savior, not Magic. But I mean, they were both the same. The NBA wouldn't be what it is without one or the other. But like, who ended up winning more championships? Who ended up just becoming the poster boy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. And speaking about poster, so the silhouette, the guy that's on the NBA logo, man, like you get a really good backstory about him, especially in the beginning.
Yes.
I'm low key thinking like, okay, like who is it there in that beginning that's going with the abusive father?
At first I was wondering if it was gonna be Jerry or not.
Like is it Dr. Buzz? Is it Jerry? And then you get the flashback and you're thinking, oh shit, that explains why he has such anger issues, and like, you know, because that guy's been like through some shit. Like I mean, we all been through some shit, but that guy's been through some shit. I'm like,
through some shit.
I'm like, damn. And
yeah, that whole beginning though caught me off guard, because it was very HBO-esque, where it was like when he meets that woman at the bar, and then they're talking, and then boom, it just cuts to just fucking loud fucking and shit. I'm just like, oh God, I need to turn my volume down right now.
Yeah, for real, man. You better not have your if you're a kid, you better not have like your Bluetooth on like the speakers downstairs where your parents are at. Some stuff like that. Funny. You get killed.
But imagine a kid watching it with his dad or his parents, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's watch this HBO basketball related show, and then
It's like that. I'll get mad awkward real quick. It depends what type of dad you have. If you have like a cool dad or you have an awkward dad. If you have an awkward dad, it's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, this is weird. But what else? Oh, okay. One thing that I really wonder, like, okay, how accurate is this? And if it even happened, was Magic showing up to ball out the guy that Cookie was dating, the manager, and I was just like, dude, Magic Johnson is a fucking dick.
I mean, shit, man.
What?
When you want something, man, you gotta do whatever it takes, man. I don't know.
Clearly, Erwin doesn't know how to pursue women. What the fuck? He was just a complete dickhead, dude.
So much you wanted that chick, man. I'm like, yeah.
And you think that impresses them? This man just shows up, starts acting like a complete asshole. First of all, he's an NBA 6'9" draftee against like regular ass dudes.
No,
and then he just starts saying some of the fucking most just shit you shouldn't say to this other guy, like right in front, like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
in public too.
That's the early '80s, late '70s, man. The gloves come off at that time, man. You take the good and the bad, bro. Shit.
Yeah, no, like when that line when he was like, yeah, yo, I heard you ain't fuck yet or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I'm here for her soul. He's like, yeah,
I fucked
that too. I was like, God damn. Okay, Magic.
Yeah,
like that whole scene also stood out to me because like we're familiar with, like, you know, older, charismatic, nice guy. Yeah, Magic Johnson. Like, obviously that's a very public face, but to see that's why I'm like, damn, I wonder how much. First of all, did the game really happen? Like, did Magic Johnson just show up to a random pickup game, and before he flew out to LA just to do this? And second of all, if this actually happened, like, how much? Like, obviously it's exaggerated for Hollywood, but like, damn, was he like talking shit to this guy? You know what I mean? To get Cookie.
There's probably some things that were exaggerated in this show for entertainment purposes. Like, for example, I thought, like, if there was some, like, there were some things I looked up. Like, I actually literally looked up after the show. Did Jerry West actually have an abusive father? I'm like, I looked it up. I'm like, damn. I'm like, he did. I actually looked up that thing about the Magic Johnson thing as well, and don't quite remember the answer to it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
What, about the game?
Yeah. But it was inconclusive. Nothing like popped up in that end. But to finish this about this thing going on, I'm like, at the end when you got that cliffhanger, like, you know, about Jerry West, that he's about to leave the Lakers.
Yeah.
Man, it gets me excited thinking who we're gonna get. We're gonna get the Godfather. We're gonna get Pat Riley. Yeah. Coming in right there.
And I love how they ended it on that. Like, finally things are starting to come together for Bus, and then boom, another deer in headlights, another wrench in the system. And lastly, I saw this last episode. I said this last episode. I love how it talks about how they emphasize how critical Jerry Buss was to the Lakers' success, and this episode drove that home. Like, him talking to the management, him telling them, hey, I'll buy whatever it takes, I'll invest whatever it takes. Him talking to the woman about how they're gonna fill up the stadium, how they're gonna make money so then he can also invest it back into the Lakers, and him talking to Stern about, like, hey, I'm trying to win